Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we're going to take a look at something a little different. So, this week, Tuesday through to Thursday, I'm actually on holiday. Taking a couple of days out in the Lake District. If you've ever been to the Lake District or you're aware of certain areas of the UK, it's a stunning place. So I'm hoping to wind down a little bit before we get into what's shaping up to be a busy October. And with that said, it doesn't make any sense to look at something new. But we're going to take a look at something new. I have talked about Star Wars Legion briefly on the channel. I think it was at the Salute overview that I did. It's a game that I have always had an eye on. As a miniatures fan, as you guys obviously know and share with me, I'm also a huge Star Wars fan, and I have been since I was probably 6 years old. Now, me and Star Wars have a rocky relationship, but I think that Legion is the kind of game that I could get interested in and quite excited about. And that's because they've done a few things recently that I find, one, fascinating, but two, also leans into the kind of thing that I want to do on the tabletop. So, without getting into the terrible state of modern day Disney Star Wars, and I am a rebel at heart, I absolutely OT all the way, but let's just see what's going on with Atomic Mass Games and their current revamp of Star Wars Legion. Firstly, the models are pretty nice, and a lot of them are going from the softer plastics that they used for the original. I think it was Fantasy Flight Games who originally started Legion. They're moving away from those designs with some new starter sets and things. We've got the Rebel Alliance that comes with Luke and a whole host of troops and some Wookiees, Separatist with Grievous and a mix of droids, Galactic Empire, wonderful scout troopers led by Vader and some stormtroopers, why wouldn't you? And then the Galactic Republic with a load of clone troopers, a couple of Jedi by the looks of it, and obviously the greatest Jedi of the era, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So they're really nice models, this soft refresh that they've done. They've basically twisted the rules and taken elements of the older game and just tried to make it a bit more Atomic Mass Games. And with that, they're redoing, while adding new heroes and things, they're also redoing a lot of the old models in this newer hard plastic material. But there's something that caught my eye that really just got my interest revamped in this game. And while I love the idea of these customizable generals and things, customizable Jedi General and Knight, customizable droids for droid armies. I think down here we have customizable Rebel officers. There's also the Imperial officer and agent as well. And it's, while not perfect, it gives you that little bit of customization for characters, which leads wonderfully into this. So this dropped about 2 weeks ago, so I'm a little bit late on it. This is the Star Wars Legion Tours of Duty. I figured we'd have a look at this. I believe these rules are up now, so I think we'll take a look at those as well. But this is the Atomic Mass Games take on Warhammer 40,000 Crusade, basically, is my limited understanding. But doesn't it just look cool? Just hosts of different stormtroopers and heroes facing off against each other, and this could really be something fun. And it is small-scale skirmish style things. It's not like a mass 2,000 point army battle style. Obviously you can play at whatever size you want. It can be as big and as small, just like 40k, but it has some really fun systems with it. But what is this Tours of Duty? We have a very special transmission for you today. Tours of Duty is a new narrative campaign mode for Star Wars Legion that lets players build an army that is truly their own and create their own stories as they battle across the stars. To start their Tours of Duty, players build a roster of units which are used during their campaign, very similar to Crusade. Players name their register and can give names to each individual unit on it if they wish, very similar to Crusade. As players progress through Tours of Duty, their units gain experience, veteran ranks, and powerful commendations, very similar to Crusade. But if a unit is defeated in battle, there's a chance they could suffer a setback or become a casualty. None of this is really new, but it's still just cool, exciting. It tells a story with each battle that you play. So each register must have a paragon, the main character of the army, who must be included in all their Tour of Duty games. A paragon must be a non-unique unit with a commander rank, like the Rebel Officer, Jedi Knight General, or Imperial Commander, which is obviously linking in with these new customizable sets that they've released. As they progress through the campaign, paragons earn special abilities and earn impactful, defining traits when things don't go to plan. And that's what really gets me interested. The fact that you take a hero, it can be an unnamed rebel general, and you just build a story with them and their army and their defeats and their victories, and it's just really cool. Throughout the campaign, players also earn supply points or SP. Players can use SP during each battle's post-game sequence to enhance their units or requisition powerful strategic assets like an orbital bombardment, medevac, or the assistance of a unique unit. I wonder if that's how you'd bring in like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, things like that. That would be cool. Once they have built their starting register, players choose a story arc for their army. Each story arc has 3 agendas, which are additional goals a player must complete during games, in addition to the normal battle cards used in each game. Once a player has completed at least 2 of their agendas, they may play that story arc's turning point mission. Turning point missions replace the normal mission building rules found in the core rulebook and provide narrative and sometimes asymmetrical scenarios meant to evoke the same climactic experiences as Star Wars films and media. After playing a turning point mission, the story arc is complete and players may choose a new story arc to embark upon with their army, and are encouraged to tie several story arcs together into an epic saga. This is all singing to me. Additional story arcs will be released over time, broadening the narrative horizons for players to enjoy. So this isn't a one and done. It's nice to hear that they do plan on supporting this. I think that this is really cool. This is getting me really excited for playing Legion. Not that I have anything Legion yet, but I think that this is really cool. Tours of Duty is an exciting addition to the various ways of playing Star Wars Legion. Whether you want to tell the story of a ragtag group of irregulars, or add to the legend of an elite fighting force, Tours of Duty provides the framework to do so. It's a vast galaxy out there, and we can't wait to see what you come up with. To start their Tours of Duty story, players may download the Tours of Duty core rulebook and play materials. This article is linked in the description, so you can have a look yourselves. How about we take a look? So the Tours of Duty rulebook, the register, and then the Tours of Duty cards. This is a 13-page rulebook. Goes over the key concepts, the register, and you've got examples here as well. Seems very similar to Crusade. Story Arcs Theatre of War card. This card describes any special rules for the story arc, including unique commendations, setbacks, and defining traits to use in your games. Turning Point Mission card. The card provides the rules to play the story arc's climactic Turning Point mission. And agenda cards. These cards are used at the start of each Tours of Duty game to determine what agenda each player is attempting to progress. When a player has completed at least 2 of their 3 agendas, they may play their Turning Point mission. I suppose if you wanted to, you could do all 3 agendas, then play the mission, and then the reward, going through all the ranking up and experience and things. Campaign length. Starting a Tours of Duty. So building a register, you're going to need a command and then at least 2 normal units as well. If a player's register is reduced to fewer than 2 units, they must immediately add a unit to the register with any remaining combat potential their register has until their register has at least 2 units. A register may never include unique units or unique leader, personnel, heavy weapon, crew, pilot, or armament upgrades. These iconic characters and units can still be used by Tours of Duty armies, but only with the appropriate aid request is made. I like that as well, restricting. Look, everybody wants to run around with a lightsaber as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, whoever. Like, just really cool characters. For me, I would always have Han Solo in an army. I'm a massive Harrison Ford fan. Han Solo, for me, is one of his defining characters. And I just love that idea. I also like the idea of the Mandalorian if he was more aggressive and an actual bounty hunter. But I think it's quite cool that you're restricted to that. You can call in aid once you've got the relevant points, but your army is just a group, a small force, or growing into a larger force, whatever, that is fighting these battles. You could be on the opposite side of Endor to the Battle of Endor, kind of thing. Really, really cool. Like Hoth. Hoth is such a huge assault, and you follow the main characters in the movies, but there's other stuff going on as well. Cool things like that. I mean, the Clone Wars lasted for 10 years, so if you wanted to go down the Clone Wars route, there is a myriad of stories that you could tell. This is really cool. I like this. The artwork's pretty good as well. So, aid requests. Active recruiting, increase your register's combat potential by 150. Request medical supplies. Choose an allied unit and remove 1 setback from it. Then roll 1 red defense dice each setback it still has. On a triangle, result in the roll, remove one setback from the chosen unit. So you could remove a load of setbacks if you wanted. Some interesting things in there. Setback. So after each Tours of Duty battle, defeated units gain a setback. When a unit gains a setback, roll one black attack dice and consult the chart below. Setbacks are permanent modifications to the unit, but they can be removed by certain aid requests and agendas. So battle fatigue on a hit marker, I think that is. When this unit attacks, after the convert attack surges step, your opponent may remove up to X dice showing hits results from the target's attack roll. And a unit can have multiple instances of this setback, so that diminishes how much damage you can do. Downtrodden 1, I think that's a surge marker. When this unit is added to your army during army building, its point cost is increased by 15 points for each instance of this setback this unit has. And a unit can have multiple instances of this setback. Increasing things by points is tough as well. And then a story arc setback, which is a critical hit, I believe that marker is. The unit gains 1 experience. Then reference your Theatre of War card and apply the listed setback for your story arc. Ooh, interesting. Defining traits. So this is what your main character would gain. A unit may only ever have 1 defining trait at a time. It would gain a second. The new defining trait replaces the one it currently has. Oh, interesting. So again, it's on the same dice roll table. Tunnel vision on a surge. You do not gain SP from agendas, and your units cannot gain experience from the effects of an active agenda. During the post-battle sequence, if you did not progress your active agenda that game, your Paragon must make a casualty check. And again, that is a resolved in 2 games one. What I want to see is what these traits are. Quite a lot of commendations. Commendations, blah, blah, blah. Some commendations have certain requirements. To be awarded these commendations, a unit must meet any listed requirements. Unit gains scout, unit gains tactical, unit gains recharge and shielded. Personal shields, that's pretty fun. 1 in a million. Once per game, when the unit makes an attack during its activation, choose one of its attack pools before rolling dice. Upgrade 2 dice in the chosen attack pool. Interesting. Not entirely sure I get that one, but that would be something you figure out in game. High commendations as well, so once you hit that level, bounty, you can start putting bounties on things, 1 step ahead. Lucky shot, this unit may use the effect of the 1 in a million commendation once per round instead of once per game. Wow. Strategic assets. Combat drop. Basically you drop troops in, that unit gains infiltrate, that's fun. There's some interesting stuff here, isn't there? So cards is primarily how the game plays. You've got your setup cards and things. It's for your agendas and your big missions. Peacekeeping missions. Root out the corruption. And your rewards and things. Okay. I think this has legs, you know. I really like the idea of playing missions and just normally completing missions but having an agenda as well. Once you've completed enough agendas, you go on a special cinematic style mission to cap off that arc of your trooper's story. I think that that's really cool. This sounds pretty fun. So this is just a quick overview. Obviously I'm not as up on Legion as I would need to be to play this. I don't have any Legion models, but as you can see, core rules are available to download for free as a PDF. There's errata, documents, recon rules, there's loads of rules here and stuff that you can use. Cards and things. I believe that you can buy these cards as well, but if they're offered on a PDF, I suppose it's always handy having them, how this is set up. But the models are pretty nice as well. Let's see if we can have a quick look at some of their models. So this is their new, a big new starter faction boxes, basically. Big army boxes, but I believe that they're available all the time and they're not FOMO stuff. Got Luke Skywalker, Commander Luke Skywalker with a jacket and obviously the cool blue lightsaber. I always preferred his blue lightsaber. It was his dad's after all. Rebel Troopers. Quite nice poses, a variety of alien heads and things as well, which is cool. And Twi'leks and humans, and they look quite nicely detailed as well, to be honest. So in these boxes you get a commander, you get 2 units of troops, and then it looks like an elites unit as well, or 2 elites units. all the bases you need. Interestingly, they're on 27mm bases. They are quite thick bases, aren't they, there? You get unit cards, a selection of the different dice that you need. That's a lot of dice. Upgrade cards, command cards, battle cards, movement and range tools, and then token sheets as well. It's actually quite a lot, isn't it? For a starter set, that's not bad. How much are these? $100 for 4 units and a hero, and then all of the tools as well. That's $100 directly from them. So you could probably find them third party for a little bit of a discount maybe as well. Oh no, I don't need to start another game, do I? I don't know if I'd use Luke. Certainly not that. I would frame it as a big Rebel fan. I'd probably go where the Mandalorian time frame is. You've got quite a lot going on, but the Empire is still out there. There's sections of droids and things that are popping up as well. No reason not to have stuff like that. I would maybe take that model and kit bash it into a custom hero, but it's rare that you get Luke in the jacket. Like, that jacket is end of A New Hope. You never really see it again in the films. I know it's in the expanded lore and things, but I don't think that's a bad Luke. And I don't know how I'd manage it, but my commander would definitely have a blaster and a lightsaber. The Wookiees look pretty good as well. And then you've got some... I think that's your specialist troops. And then you've got your normal troops there as well, but a good selection of things. Oh, this is pretty cool. I'm trying not to want to buy this, but it might be something that we look into. Obviously, we are approaching, over the next few months, we're going to be approaching the 12th anniversary of the channel when it officially launched. At time of recording, it has hit its first anniversary, but I started the channel a little bit before it officially went live. This might be something that we look at in 2026, because, well, I don't know how much interest there is in Star Wars Legion. I quite like the look of this. And this is dangerous, isn't it? This is very dangerous. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you be interested in seeing, model reviews, box reviews, and potentially down the line games of Star Wars Legion on the channel? Do you currently play Star Wars Legion? Since they've revamped it and changed the colour of the logo, how are Atomic Mass Games doing with this stuff? And does Tour of Duty interest you? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking for something new to try on the channel, for different things to look at, different models and stuff, branching away from the big shadow of Games Workshop. Not that there's anything wrong with Games Workshop. I'm a lover of Games Workshop's products. They are some of the best miniatures in the industry, I think. But it's always nice to look at something different. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As I say, depending on if you're interested in it or not, that might be something that we move into. It might be that I pick up one of these boxes and we just take it from there and play it by ear. As you can probably tell, I'm definitely interested. I'd love to know your thoughts. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.